Is Chinese food in China similar to what you find at Panda Express or PF Chang's? What if I don't like traditional Chinese food? Will I be able to find something familiar? And how bad is the air pollution in China? Whether you're still deciding where in Asia to visit or you've already got your visa and are feeling a bit nervous, this video is for you. We're here to answer some of the big questions about what it's really like to travel in China. I spend a few months each year exploring Asia because it's just that massive. With each visit, there's always something new to discover, a different tradition, a unique flavor, or a fresh perspective on life. Asia's diversity is amazing, and every trip feels like a brand new adventure. And Asia is booming as one of the world's top travel destinations, with places like Japan, South Korea, China, India, Thailand, and the Maldives drawing travelers from around the globe. Each of these countries is like a world of its own, filled with unique history, flavors, and traditions that are nothing like what most of us experience at home. There's something incredible about stepping into a country where the language, values, and way of life are completely different from your own. Traveling to places like these isn't just about seeing new sights. It's about seeing the world through new eyes. Experiencing these cultures firsthand can totally shift your perspective and even change your life. Here's the thing. What we think we know about a country often comes from media, social networks, or general impressions. But these sources only tell part of the story. The reality can be surprisingly different when you're there, seeing it for yourself. In this video, we're going to explore 3 common myths about traveling in China, specifically around food and air quality. So, if you're thinking about visiting China or just curious about what it's really like to travel there, stick around. We're about to bust some myths and dive into what you can truly expect. All right, let's dive into our first myth, that Chinese food is the same as Chinese food abroad. Now, if you're thinking of orange chicken, beef with broccoli, or General Tso's chicken, you're in for a surprise. Real Chinese cuisine is a world apart from what you'll find at places like Panda Express or PF Chang's. Chinese cuisine is incredibly diverse, with each region offering a distinct set of flavors, cooking techniques, and even ingredients. There are actually 8 major culinary traditions in China, each representing a different region. Let me break it down for you. First up, we've got Cuisines or Yue Cai. This is all about subtle flavors and super fresh ingredients. You know dim sum? That's Cantonese. Plus, there's roast duck, steamed fish. It's all about keeping it light and letting the ingredients shine. Then there's Sichuan cuisine. You might have heard of this one because it's big on heat, those spicy, tingly flavors from Sichuan peppercorns. You've probably had some version of Sichuan dishes like Kung Pao chicken or hot pot here in the US, but it's a lot more intense in China. Next, we got Shandong cuisine. This one's from the north and really celebrates seafood. Think crispy textures and light flavors, with lots of fresh fish and umami-rich ingredients. Shandong is like coastal comfort food. Now to Jiangsu cuisine. Super delicate, a bit on the sweet side. You might find dishes like sweet and sour mandarin fish here. It's refined, with a real focus on making each dish look beautiful too. Zhejiang cuisine is similar in its delicate flavors, but it's also a bit fresher, lighter. You'll find tons of seafood here, plus dishes that use Shaoxing wine to add a mellow, earthy flavor. Then there's Fujian cuisine. This one's all about complex, layered flavors, especially in soups. Lots of seafood too, like oysters and shrimp, plus earthy ingredients from the mountains. Hunan cuisine is another spicy one, but different from Sichuan. It's bold and intense, with flavors that really pack a punch. If you're into stir-fried dishes, this is the style for you. And finally, we have Anhui cuisine. It's rustic, earthy, and uses wild ingredients like herbs from the mountains. It's kind of like the countryside on a plate. And that's just scratching the surface. Each of these cuisines has its own unique identity, rooted in the geography, climate, and culture of its region. Here in the US, Sichuan cuisine tends to be the most popular, but even that has been adapted to local tastes. The spicy dishes you might get in a Chinese restaurant here are likely not as authentically Sichuan as you'd think. Take the beloved Sichuan hot pot, for example. In China, this dish is all about numbing heat from Sichuan peppercorns combined with deep, savory flavors. In the US, it's often toned down, with fewer spices to suit local tastes. And it's the same for dishes like sweet and sour chicken, which was adapted entirely to please the American palate. These adaptations help Chinese restaurants thrive abroad by catering to local preferences. So if you're someone who thinks you're not a fan of Chinese food, I'd say don't judge too quickly. Trying authentic Chinese cuisine in China might just surprise you. And if you're not into spicy foods or bold flavors, don't worry. China's culinary diversity means there's something for everyone, whether you like mild, sweet, or savory tastes. So, I encourage you to try as many different regional dishes as you can. Each meal tells you a story of the region it's from and gives you a taste of its culture. From the dim sum of Guangdong to the savory dumplings of Beijing, you'll find endless variety. Exploring authentic Chinese food in China is one of the most exciting parts of traveling there. You'll come back with a totally different perspective on what Chinese food really means. Here's our next myth, that you'll have a hard time finding Western food in China. Chinese cuisine can be amazing, but if you're traveling for a while, you might want a taste of something more familiar now and then. The good news? Finding Western food in China is actually way easier than you might think. Whether you're craving a burger, a pizza, or just a coffee from Starbucks, you're covered. China has pretty much every Western chain you can think of. We're talking McDonald's, KFC, Pizza Hut, Burger King, Five Guys, Popeyes, Domino's, and even Shake Shack. You'll find these spots in most cities, and they're especially popular in big urban areas. Now, if you're looking for more than just fast food, say a sit-down meal or even some fine dining, you'll also find options, but these are usually concentrated in major cities. Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, and Nanjing have a surprising range of restaurants serving Western-style meals. You can find spots like Chili's, Texas Roadhouse, the Cheesecake Factory, and even high-end places like Morton Steakhouse. And it's not just about fast food or chain restaurants. China's big cities have some amazing fine dining options and expat-friendly spots where you can get everything from American-style barbecue to Italian pasta, even French pastries. If you're worried about not being able to get a burger or a steak while you're in China, don't be. You can definitely find those comfort foods. Even if you're in a smaller city, you'll likely find some Western options, especially with how popular coffee culture has become. Starbucks and local coffee shops inspired by Western cafes are everywhere, so getting your caffeine fix or grabbing a quick sandwich is super easy. Now, one interesting thing is that some Western chains put their own twist on things to suit local tastes, so you might notice slight differences. For example, in Chinese McDonald's, you might see items like a spicy chicken sandwich or green tea ice cream. Pizza Hut in China is more of a sit-down restaurant than just a pizza chain. It even serves pasta, steaks, and desserts. These little twists make eating there feel unique, even if it's a brand you know. So, if you're worried about having to eat only Chinese food during your trip, you really don't have to be. China has a huge range of options, from fast food to fine dining. It's honestly pretty amazing how easy it is to find a taste of home. That said, I'd still encourage you to explore the local cuisine as much as you can. It's one of the best parts of traveling. Remember, sometimes part of the adventure is trying new foods, but if you need a little break or just want something familiar, you'll definitely find it in China. So, go ahead and travel worry-free. You'll have plenty of options. All right, let's talk about a topic that gets a lot of attention: air quality in China. You've probably heard that China has serious air pollution issues, and while there's truth to that, it's not the whole picture. Air quality in China varies a lot depending on where you are, and even what time of year it is. First, let's look at where that bad air quality comes from. A lot of it is linked to industrial activity, vehicle emissions, and even seasonal factors. In the winter, for instance, when coal is burned for heating in some areas, pollution can build up in cities. Traffic congestion and factory emissions also add to the mix, especially in major urban centers. But here's the thing, not all of China has poor air quality, and it really depends on where you're visiting. Big cities like Beijing, Shanghai, and Harbin can have pollution issues, especially in winter. But in the spring and summer, the air quality often improves. And if you're visiting smaller towns or rural areas, especially those in the mountains or along the coast, you'll likely find clean, fresh air. China is huge and incredibly diverse geographically. Mountainous regions like Yunnan, Guilin, and Zhangjiajie are known for their beautiful landscapes and clean air. These are some of the most popular spots for travelers looking to experience China's natural beauty, and you'll find that the air there is actually very fresh. And here's another tip. China has an air quality monitoring system called AQI, or Air Quality Index, which you can easily check online. This helps you see real-time air quality levels for different cities, so you can plan your days around it. Even in cities with some pollution, there are plenty of days with clear skies and fresh air. So while air quality can be an issue in certain places, it's not something you'll experience everywhere, and it varies by season. If you're really concerned, planning your trip during spring or summer can help you avoid the worst of it. Remember, China's vast countryside, mountains, and coastal areas offer plenty of clean air and scenic beauty. So if you're worried about air quality, don't let that stop you from exploring everything China has to offer. Just keep an eye on the AQI, and you'll be good to go. So if you're planning a trip or just curious about traveling in China, I hope you feel more prepared and excited. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more travel insights on China and other amazing destinations around the world. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any other questions or topics you'd like me to cover, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Safe travels, happy exploring, and I'll see you in the next video.